Broadcasting live from the Sweetwater Sound Studios. Experience the Sweetwater difference. This is Spectrum 23.9. Your home for variety beyond boundaries.
Welcome to Ready Football. I'm your host, Logan.
I'm Brennan.
Tonight, we got some Thursday night football on the TV here in the studio. As of now, about the 4-yard line of their own. San Fran has the ball. Gets a nice little drag route to Kittle. 10 minutes left. Now second and about 2. San Fran is up 13-0. Game seems like it's going pretty good. We did see Seattle muffed or fumbled a kickoff return, and San Fran got it back. So we'll give you guys some updates with this game throughout the show. But we do have a pretty stacked show tonight. Had some good games this past week in college. Some good games this past week in the NFL. And we got a lot of football coming up this weekend. So let's jump right into it. I see you got some games written down on this board. What, you want to talk about them?
Yeah, got some good ones. I mean, it's probably one of the best weekends of college football that we get this season. So, everybody has had this weekend circled on their calendar since before the season even started, and that's not just because October 12th is the number one wedding day in America. And honestly, if you're having a wedding this weekend, you're what's wrong with America. There's some great college football being played. So I stand by that. But yeah, there's a lot of really good games going on this weekend. Red River is back. Red River every year is always great. Last year, Oklahoma wins it in literally the final 14 seconds of the game or whatever it was. So Red River's back. You got Oregon, Penn State, or you got OSU, Oregon. That's honestly probably the two heavyweight matchups. If you're looking at the slate of games as like the undercard and the main card, OSU, Oregon's probably the title fight out of all of them. You got Penn State, USC, Florida, Tennessee, Ole Miss, and LSU, K-State, Colorado, Arizona, BYU. I mean, there's a lot of really good games this weekend.
Yeah.
So, college football all day long on Saturday. It's on. From game day to Big Ten after dark. Because it's not Pac-12 anymore. But we got some really good ones. And as always, as there is every week with college football, there's going to be some potential upsets. As we saw last week, and I don't even know how I don't even have this written on the board, but Bama and Vandy.
That's why I was looking at the board so long. I'm like, what? Where is this? Yeah.
Completely spaced on that game. I don't even know how I missed that.
Did you see where they took the goalposts? Like
3 miles to the river. Ruined a lot of bachelorette parties on Broadway.
And then they got it out. So
hopefully they don't do what Tennessee did and ask for funding from the fans to build them again, even though they have a fund from the university or whatever that was. That was wild. Tennessee could have fully paid for them goalposts themselves, but still asked the fans to fund them. Granted, you have to respect it at the end of the day because the fans are the ones that did it.
Yeah.
But
I think that's why they asked them to pay.
Probably. But even with last week's set of games, Bama goes down. Miami was literally a play away from going down.
To California.
You had, 5 or 6 upsets?
Michigan lost to Washington.
Yep. USC lost to Minnesota.
Tennessee lost to Arkansas.
Yup. It was a pretty historic day of upsets, which was awesome.
It was. It definitely was, and it helped out my Oregon Ducks because now we are back somewhat where we belong in the top 3. So,
not for long. You're all fraudulent.
Okay, person that's not even ranked.
Listen, when you're a bottom dweller, you can talk shit because the only way from here is up for us. We literally cannot get any worse. So you know what? I'll talk shit. What's gonna happen? We lose again? We're already bad. It's like NASCAR. Oh, look, they're making another left turn.
Well, at least you admit it.
Since the Indiana State game, Purdue is averaging 118 passing yards a game.
You looking forward to the IU game?
This season, Purdue has gone 3 and out on 45% of their possessions. They are single-handedly killing all of my joy for football season. I'm fully on to basketball season. We made a Final Four.
Yeah, you guys did.
Turns out Graham Harrell wasn't the problem. It's not a fun time right now, but at least we got a good basketball team. That's all I'll say. But anyway, getting into some of these games. What? I'm not lying. We a basketball school. We a basketball school through and through, man. But kicking off some of these games, any of them pique your interest, or any of the games from this past weekend you wanted to recap, go over?
I did want to talk about that. Of course, Bama Vandy game.
We got to talk about the Miami Cal game.
I just saw the very end of the Bama game.
I watched that game all the way through.
Kind of just honestly speechless. Like seeing Bama only put up 7 points, 3 out of 4 quarters on Vandy, and letting them do double digits to them 3 out of 4. Like, I'm just not used to seeing that.
It is not Nick Saban's Bama anymore.
Especially since Vandy's not even that good. In my book,
I'll tell you right now.
They are not good.
I'll tell you right now. Vandy plays the way they did against Bama the rest of the year, they may not. Because think about this.
Ooh,
think about this.
I did not see this.
Hold on, think about this. Vandy's offense is... We saw what Vandy's offense can do. Bama's offense is on a different level compared to like 90% of other teams. So for Vandy to only hold Bama to 35. Now let's say they go and play a team like Arkansas, also out of the SEC. Is Arkansas putting up 35 or more? If Vandy plays the way they did?
I don't know, because Arkansas did beat Tennessee. They put up only 19 though.
Tennessee is fraudulent.
I would say possibly no to Arkansas.
What I'm saying is they're not going to be, if they played that way the rest of the season, they're not going to be in shootouts every game. Because not every offense is going to be the same firepower as Bama's is.
Yeah.
So Vandy may not struggle putting up 40 points a game, and they also may not struggle holding their opponents under 30 points a game.
I'm not sold on them. I definitely need to see them play more like that a couple games, and then I'd be like yay or nay. Because honestly, I think this was just a fluke game.
I mean, it probably was, being it, Vandy, but honestly, this is why you love college football, is to see these types of upsets.
Oh,
is because
of course.
When did you ever think Vandy was going to beat Bama? Being conference opponents, playing every year, Bama being the dynasty they have been. Like, who really thought Vandy would pull an upset over Bama? Number one, Bama at that. This is why you love college football. Because these things happen all the time. And you know what? You play that game 10 times, Bama probably wins at least 7 of them. Maybe 8.
Yeah. I would think more like 8 or 9. Just giving Vandy the smallest chance, but...
Exactly.
Let's talk about another one, which you said Tennessee is fraud. How so?
Only putting up 14 points on Arkansas.
Just under 50% on third down. I didn't see that game. I have caught some glimpses of Arkansas being decent on defense, and I know Tennessee could be stopped on offense. So I could believe only putting up 14, because I am kind of like you, I guess. I don't think Tennessee's a true good team throughout.
Nope. And that's not to say, I mean, they're a good team, but
their ranking is fraud. Like top 10, I'm not sure about that.
I don't fully believe in Nico yet, in their quarterback. He's shown flashes, and when he's shown flashes, you're like, yes, like this is really good. But then when he shows his youth and his inexperience, you're like, no, what are we doing? So it comes with the youth and with the inexperience of the position. But as this kid grows, as he matures, plays in the system more, gets more reps with the first team offense, especially the more he gets game experience, I see him honestly being very similar to what they had Hendon Hooker as.
Possible. I mean, he is a freshman, like you said. He's super young still. Stands at 6'6", 215. Quarterback that's not a bad body, style, shape. I would like to see him put a little bit more weight on. I also haven't really seen him play so far this year, so I do need to catch up on some of his film. But I'm not gonna lie, I had a dynasty on Road to Glory on college football where I was a corner for Tennessee. Offense was always getting stopped.
Yeah.
That's why
how
I
it
said
is on every Road to Glory, regardless of what team you play on.
I don't know. All I can say is us as a defense was scoring more than the offense.
So you played for Iowa?
Tennessee. But yeah, it basically felt like Iowa.
Bet it did.
It was a rough freshman year. Your boy hit that transfer portal.
That was what I did with my quarterback. I had him on Purdue's roster. Started probably 4 or 5 games in. Went to a bowl game. Got bent over by Miami. in the full game.
Speaking of Miami, that's where I transferred to. So
yeah, I transferred to TCU. Got them in the playoffs as a 30 seed. Have not touched. Huh?
How? My quarterback went there his freshman year, and their O-line sucked.
I'm just him.
I literally had no time in the pocket. I do like a 2-step hitch. Oh, let's hold this turbo and book it.
Yeah, quick mesh routes, draw plays, screen passes. A lot of that helps. There was one game that I had with who did I play? Now I'm trying to think. Oh, this is gonna bother. Oh, we played K-State. 542 yards, 6 touchdowns, 3 incompletions.
And you lost.
Put up 50.
And you lost.
No, we went to overtime.
Oh. See, if that was my TCU team, they would have choked. And
not mine. We're actually good. But I haven't touched the dynasty or I haven't touched that road to glory in probably since the first 2 weeks since the game came out.
Yeah, I haven't touched my corner. Really, I think I've played 3 games in the sophomore year. I've just focused on the running back and quarterback, and I kind of gave up going into junior year of running back and sophomore at quarter.
Yeah,
but anyway,
I made a corner and put him on Arizona State, and I abandoned that after a game and a half. Same with Washington State. I made a running back and put him on Washington State as a 5-star. I abandoned that one after probably 4 games, going 0-4. My coach probably handed me the ball 3 times the entire game. I'd get us down to inside the red zone, and he'd sub me out immediately. I went 6. I played half the season. I went 6 games without a touchdown, without a single rushing touchdown. As a starting running back.
I went to Oregon. No, I went to Florida my rookie year with my running back. Won the Natty, won the Heisman. You know where I had to go.
Oregon.
Hey, me and number 6 or backup. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. Let me just say, last time I played 2 or 3 games, and me and him were both over 100 yards rushing.
Damn.
That offense is nasty.
What didn't make sense to me in my Purdue dynasty, though, was I took them undefeated, obviously. Number 1 in the country. But what didn't make sense to me, number 1, Michigan finished the year 5-7 and was ranked 9th and was in the playoff. What's even funnier, they were even leading the Big Ten race during at the end, towards the end of the regular season, and they were on a 3-game losing streak.
That math ain't mathing up.
And then to make matters even funnier,
that math ain't mathing up.
IU was 8-4, 7 and 9 and 3, somewhere in that range, and their quarterback in my dynasty won the Heisman. I intercepted him 7 times.
That's I guess unfortunate for you. The game did not want you to be good in Big Ten.
I still swept the Big Ten title and the playoffs.
but no rewards besides the natty, which really all that matters. But
I got the natty. I don't care.
yeah, so
That's the only time my Purdue Boilermakers are ever going to sniff it. Take what you can get.
Miami just sneaking out of that game. What are your thoughts on it?
Honestly, was kind of upset Miami pulled that out. Was kind of upset Miami pulled that out. I was really banking on Cal pulling that out, especially because they were up by 25 in the in the fourth quarter, the second half. They were up by 25 and blew that lead. Now, credit Cam Ward. That dude is a stone cold killer. Mans can ball. Like he's straight. Homie put that team on his back. He wasn't fucking around at the end. But the fact that Cal got the ball back with, what was it, like 4 minutes left or somewhere around there, and they still could not close it out. They had Miami burning their timeouts. Burning them. Miami had one timeout left after the 2-minute timeout. And Cal still couldn't close the damn game out.
That is unfortunate. You would think with Miami only having one timeout, Cal could, like you said, close it out, but does not work out in their favor, and they end up taking the heartbreaking L. Miami moves on, so we will do the same. Moving on, it's not an upset. Boise State, man.
Ashton Jeanty for Heisman. I know I said Travis Hunter, but I'm changing it. Ashton Jeanty for Heisman.
Have you seen all the memes going around talking about how he stands like Michael Myers in the backfield? Because he'll just stand straight up. And imagine if you saw that. You're on defense and you just see that. Like,
his production.
13 carries.
I've seen his side-by-side stats of the last, 2 or 3 running back Heisman winners. He is dominating all of their stats.
He's on record here. He's
not even playing the full games.
He's on pace to break almost every rushing record in college.
In 1 year.
Like, 13 carries, 186 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Averaged 13 or 14 yards a carry. I don't know if that was the final number, but I saw that was what he was averaging in the first half.
It's not showing me his average. Oh, no. Here it is. 14.3. That is crazy.
That is unbelievable.
14.3 yards on average. Man was getting more than 1.5 for almost a first down and a half.
Oh, did he get that down? Nope, they call that incomplete. They might look at that.
I didn't see it.
That was really close. Look how close this was. 1. Ooh. Yeah, that's out. Sorry.
And that's why Patrick Mahomes told somebody to wear white cleats. No. Yeah, he told Isaiah Likely, very first game of the year, said that's why you wear white cleats. So your cleat blends in with the sideline.
Yup. San Fran takes a 16-3 lead over the Hawks going into halftime. That's a pretty good statement half for San Fran after the last couple weeks.
Yeah. not really doing much. Not the kind of season that they thought they would be having. But the Niners do receive the kickoff coming out of the second half. So we will keep you guys up to date with that. Back to on track, kinda, because we were talking about the games up on the board, or what piques our mind. Obviously, Ohio State and Oregon piques my mind.
Gotta be the biggest game of the weekend.
I saw we have played them 10 times. Oregon has lost 9 out of the 10 times. But if we lose, and that one loss, that one loss to Ohio State came back in 2021 when the Ducks were minus 14.5 point underdogs.
And they won by 14, didn't they?
I believe so. Since 2000, Oregon is 12-4 at home against AP top 10 teams. So pretty good record, like you guys, playing some top ranked teams. Oregon is currently a 3-point home underdog, which would snap a streak of 34 consecutive home games being favored.
Damn.
Yeah. So, those are just a couple facts going into that game. We've only beat them 10 times. About to be 11. We need to get the second win against them and knock them down in the Big Ten. And also,
what's really concerning,
knock them down in the rankings because they're ranked 2.
What's really concerning about the matchup is, at least for Oregon, is the fact that Ohio State is 21 out of 22. They've scored 21 touchdowns on 22 red zone drives. Oregon's thrown 3 red zone picks in the last 2 games.
Like we've said, anything can happen. It's college football. And we usually play our best football, especially around this time of the year and at home. So, I know it's probably just me being biased, but I think as long as we can keep decent time for Gabriel and give him some protection, we could pull it off. We will definitely need to get some stops on defense.
Offensive line has definitely been the biggest question mark. They're going to have to show up Saturday.
Yeah. Because Ohio State has a really good defensive line.
Not even that. They have a really good defense.
Yeah.
There's no part of this game that's going to be a cakewalk for Oregon.
No.
And anything and everything that I've been seeing out of Oregon up to this point has me concerned. Enough for me to believe this could be a multiple possession game by the end of it, with Ohio State being on top.
I think that's how it was one of the last couple times we played them. So
if Oregon is not careful and Dylan Gabriel is not careful, Ohio State could come in there and run them out the building. If the Oregon that shows up against Idaho shows up, or the Oregon that shows up against Boise State, or the Oregon that shows up against Who was the first team they played, or the second team? It was Idaho, Boise State. There was a third one they kind of struggled with, wasn't there? It was Idaho week 1.
Boise, and then we played Oregon State 49-14. Right. We beat UCLA 34-13, and we just beat Michigan State 31-10.
But if the Oregon that shows up against Vandy shows up, I'm going to be concerned. I'm going to be really concerned.
We need what we've done the past 3 weeks. So, we need... It has the potential, like you said, to be a multiple score game.
It does.
But it also has potential to be a great shootout.
Honestly, I think I see Ohio State coming out on top more times than I see Oregon.
I'll take being an underdog.
At home, though?
You got to think, before these past couple years, my NFL team was an underdog the year we won the Super Bowl.
That is true.
Quote unquote. Like, there's not really much opportunity for Oregon to say, hey, no one's believing in us to get this win. Let's go out there and show them that they're wrong.
Yeah.
So why not embrace that underdog mentality, especially at home? Get that crowd popping, play football like we're supposed to.
Definitely.
Well, why not? Just show up, do your job, get out of there. So, definitely looking forward to that game. Red River, I saw a interesting post. As of 1:21 this afternoon, I saw this article. Took a screenshot. Oklahoma's Deion Burks not expected to play against Texas. He's their leading receiver for Oklahoma, and apparently is not expected to play against number 1 Texas due to a soft tissue injury. So that could be a big loss for Oklahoma. I know they've had a lot of receiver injuries. Just like a couple weeks ago, their top 5 receivers were out with an injury. So let's hope if he does miss this weekend's game, he doesn't miss too much time. But I still think it'll be a good game. It almost always is a good game between these two teams.
I mean, it's
a lot of rivalry, blood, sweat.
It's like I said, Oklahoma won it on a touchdown in the final 14 seconds of the game last year. So, I mean, these games always come down to the wire. I mean, I remember Sam Ehlinger and Baker Mayfield and Kyler Murray duking it out. I remember Spencer Rattler and the birth of Caleb Williams and the introduction to the college football world. Which, by the way, imagine your introduction to the college football world being in Red River. And
you better show
and
up.
I will say, to this day, Caleb Williams has, in that Red River game, he had probably what I consider the greatest throw I've ever seen a quarterback make. I'm not even lying. I mean, we saw what Caleb Williams became. Absolute legend at USC. Red River is where people make names for themselves. And Caleb Williams made a name for himself after that. Especially, like I said, you're gonna know the throw I'm talking about.
I think I already do.
When he steps up in the pocket on the run and pretty much throws a 50, 55, 60 yard dot to Marvin Mims in the front corner of the end zone on the run.
Yeah. I definitely remember that play.
I have never seen a quarterback make a better throw in my life. And let me say, this is, I'm not saying like Brady, Montana, like Peyton, all them, like they get like that. I don't know. There's just something about watching that throw every time. So Red River is always huge. I mean, I remember the Kyler Murray scrambles when he scrambled like 70 yards and tied the game and sent it to OT. I remember both OU kickers and Texas kicker missing field goals that were in crunch time that sent it to OT. I mean, Red River's had a lot of historic games.
It's just one of those historic rivalries. They absolutely don't like each other as teams. So, always exciting games to watch. Kind of like the Bama, Georgia games, the Ohio State, Michigan games.
Yup.
So, let's do a quick rundown of this week in college. Number 16 Utah going to Arizona.
Arizona State.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Arizona State. Number 10 Clemson going to Wake Forest. 21 Missouri going to UMass. South Carolina going into number 7 Alabama. Stanford going into number 11 Notre Dame. Number 1 Texas going to 18 Oklahoma. Red River game we were just talking about. Cal going to number 22 Pittsburgh. Your Boilermakers going to 23 Illinois. Number 4 Penn State going to USC. Arizona going to number 14 BYU.
It'll be interesting. BYU is honestly got such an underrated atmosphere in college football. They deserve so much more recognition than they get just for the landscape alone.
I have seen pictures, and it is a beautiful school.
Not good enough to start a dynasty with, though.
Oh, no.
Or a road to glory.
No. Get that out your mind.
That's
maybe when they had
same
Zach.
Poverty I got at Washington State.
Maybe if they had Zach Wilson still, but you got Mississippi State going to number 5 Georgia, Florida going to number 8 Tennessee, number 9 Ole Miss going to number 13 LSU, number 2 Ohio State coming to Eugene for number 3 Oregon, number 11 Iowa State going to West Virginia. Number 18 Kansas State going to Colorado. And
honestly, really intrigued by that game too. That's going to be a really fun game to watch.
I think so as well. And then the very last game for this week, 11 o'clock Saturday night. Number 17 Boise State takes a trip to some islands to play Hawaii.
Hawaii's going to get housed.
How many points you think?
50.
That's it? It just put up 62.
I'll say 50.
Okay.
That's 112 points in 2 weeks.
I will. I'll take the over on your number.
Any games this weekend intrigue you that you're gonna be paying attention to?
Like I said earlier, Ohio State, Oregon. Definitely may check out that Boise State Hawaii game. I may check out the Kansas State Colorado for a little bit. May check in on the Red River if I'm up.
I'll definitely be watching Red River.
I work third, so I go to bed about 10, 11 o'clock. So if I somehow wake up, I may try catch a couple minutes.
I know you're not missing that Oregon game.
Oh, no.
I know you're not. I'm not missing that Oregon game.
No.
It's like I said, though. If that game may come down to red zone points, though, because it's like I said, Ohio State 21 out of 22 on red zone touchdowns.
Yeah.
Oregon's thrown 3 picks in the red zone in the last 2 games.
It's definitely going to be a good game.
Here's my thing with that game, though. This is going to be the biggest thing I watch. How does Will Howard handle the Oregon crowd? Because you know damn well that crowd's going to be rabid.
That's why I said I'm fine with being underdog. Go in, get that crowd popping. Play whatever.
Because Will Howard's...
Play whatever song you have to at kickoff to get that crowd crazy, like they always do, and throw Will off his game. We get a couple touchdown lead and keep that momentum.
Because Will Howard's
we could win by a couple possessions. If we start off hot and that crowd gets going and Will can't overcome that crowd, it could get ugly.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Will
it could
Howard
also go the other way for Ohio State. If we come out starting slow or we play...
Because think about this, too. This is Ohio State's first road game this year. They have not played on the road yet. Will Howard has not played away from Ohio Stadium. And his first true road game in the Big Ten is coming against Oregon.
Will. They will say that shit, too.
How is he going to handle that crowd?
I hope.
That's going to be the biggest thing that I'm going to be watching, too.
I hope horribly. Not trying to be a dick and throw shade at you, but I hope they play like the Purdue Boilermakers.
Shut your ass up.
I hope.
Here's my thing, though.
I hope we get them go 3 and out every single possession.
Here's my thing. I solely am rooting for Oregon in this game because I do not want Oregon coming in pissed off against us next week. They already are. Dan Lanning is a hell of a motivating coach.
I want to get this win.
But if
we do
say
lose, just know that 87 that South Alabama put up a few weeks ago, maybe nothing to what we do to you guys.
No, yeah. And
if we come in pissed and we lose this game against Ohio State, you guys might as well just not even show up.
I'll say this. If Oregon wins against Ohio State, they'll put 70 on us. If they lose and Ohio State wins, they'll put up 90 on us.
I could see that.
Let me say that. Let me say that again. Let me say that again. If Oregon wins, they'll put 70 on us. If they lose and Ohio State beats them, they will put up 90.
At that point, we're after blood on sight.
There's no world we live in where Oregon's not hanging at least 60 on us. Let's be so serious about that.
Is that why you're not going to the game next week? Is that why we're not going to the game? Are you that scared?
Dude, we're ass. We're straight cheeks. But I'm also going to be out of town, yes. But I'm legitimately, if they win, they'll put up 70. If they lose, they'll put up 90.
Are you going to be checking in on it?
Obviously, yeah. Once it hits 45, though, I'll be like, all right, I'm done.
So
that'll probably be like before halftime.
Midway through the second quarter?
Yeah. Unless it's like, what was it? The Tennessee game where they had 35 at the end of the first quarter? When they played, who was that? Kent State?
I could see you just, nope. I'm out. If we put up 35 in one quarter, we may hit 100.
I would cry. Like,
break the scoreboard.
That would.
You guys would be a laughing stock.
We already are. I'm not confident. We're buns.
All right.
It is what it is.
I'm sorry. We won't pick on Purdue anymore. Other than that, Stanford and Notre Dame usually have good games together.
Stanford's not been a bad team this year.
They negative record, but they've been kind of doing their own thing. They beat Syracuse. They got smoked by Clemson. They got smoked by Virginia Tech. They were close to beating TCU. But the last time these two teams did meet, last year, November 25th, it wasn't a game. Notre Dame was ranked 14th at the time. Stanford was not ranked, and Notre Dame went into Stanford and got a 56-23 lead. And that was just back, like I said, on November the 25th of last year. Oh hey, look! Last time Oregon played them, we won 42-6. Sorry. Stanford hasn't looked too bad. They haven't looked too great though. I'm gonna go with Irish though, being at home. They haven't really had the season they've been wanting, so I feel like they're gonna come out kind of mad. Try to prove a point. Florida, Tennessee may be good, but
you never know what Florida team you're gonna get on a week to week. But I am expecting a Florida bounce back, or not. I'm expecting a Tennessee bounce back from Arkansas. I think that was a letdown game.
Yeah. I could see them coming out mad, which they should be. They shouldn't have lost that game, but I think that really wraps it up for college. So unless you have anything else, I think that is it for college. I do know I had one screenshot. No, that was NFL. Okay, so going to the NFL, did you see where Broncos corner Riley Moss is the first white corner with an interception in 22 years?
Yep. Sure did. Also saw, I don't know, this made me think of that because he had his interception came against the Raiders But Aiden O'Connell named the Raiders starting quarterback for Sunday.
I did see that, yes.
So I guess I was right. Gardner Minshew wasn't the answer.
Hey.
Who would have thought? Oh, wait. I did.
No, like that your attitude and body language when you said that.
Who would have thought?
Gardner's a good backup. I know that.
Yeah, backup, not starter. You know who is starting? O'Connell.
You're just on that Purdue love.
Yeah, I am. I love seeing my Purdue quarterback succeed in the league. It's heartwarming to me. We're the cradle of quarterbacks for a reason. Haven't been as of late. O'Connell changed that, though.
All right. Going over week 5 now.
Side note, too. Did you see Michael Pittman Jr. might be on IR?
I heard something about it, not much, so I wasn't going to touch up on it. But
you saw,
yeah.
I saw it was like back pains, or like lower back pains, and that is so brutal considering the game they just came off of against Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
They have not won in Jacksonville since Andrew Luck.
Oh,
Jacksonville. Oh, in what is it, 10 now? Playing down there? Colts fans got to be hurt. And
Jacksonville hasn't been bad, but they haven't been great. They've been about middle of the pack.
But they let Trevor Lawrence dice that secondary.
Oh, I mean, almost anyone can dice that secondary. All right. Anyway, Falcons beat the Bucks last week.
Dude, did you watch that game?
I did not.
Oh, that was actually a really good game. It was like 14-all at the end of the first quarter.
I saw it was like a close game, back and forth the whole time.
Oh, yeah, it was like it was like 14-10 at half. And then, because I was watching it with my brother, and then I left and saw that game went into overtime and actually watched it up until it went to OT. Saw Kirk throw the interception with like a minute and a half left, and I was like, well, that's the fucking game. Nope. Boy, was I wrong. Got the ball back. Kirk gets him down to field goal range, and was it Young Ho Koo or whatever the kicker's name is? Drilled it. 58-yarder. Split the upright. We hit OT. Did not watch OT. I did see them walk it off on the highlights though, and my brother's a Bucks fan.
Oof.
Mans was pissed about them overtime rules. Quite honestly, I don't blame him. The overtime rules in the NFL suck.
Yeah.
But Kirk Cousins, 500 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, he was
the first quarterback this year in the league to throw for 500.
He was feeling himself. It was like he was back in Minnesota last year or something. Like we saw.
Like he was throwing to Justin Jefferson again.
Hey, Kirk Chains, man. Kirk Chains.
Dude, you like that? You like that?
Though back to when he was in Washington. Next game, the Vikings beat the Jets. Speaking of the Vikings, 23-17. The Bears beat the Panthers 36-10. Washington Commanders beat the Browns 34-13. The Browns are kicking themselves for that Deshaun Watson deal. Because he is ass now. That is just not a good fit.
No.
And they are stuck with
Did
him.
you see him just walk off the field on that 4th down?
Yeah.
Right after they burned a timeout?
Yep, I saw that. The Dolphins finally got a win without Tua against the Patriots, 15-10. Like you said, Jags beat the Colts 37-34. Texans squeak a win out from the Bills 23-20. Ravens sneak out from the Bengals 41-38. That one was in overtime. Broncos beat the Raiders 34-18. Cardinals beat the Niners, who are winning right now 23-10 against Seattle. About 7:44 left in the third. And Seattle, I think? No, I think the Niners have a 3rd and 18 coming up. Giants beat the Seahawks, who are also in this game, obviously, 29-20. Packers beat the Rams 24-19. The Cowgirls beat the Steelers 20-17, and the Saints got beat by Kansas City 26-13.
Yeah, Kansas City Houston walked that off, didn't they?
I didn't see the end of it, but I think so, yeah.
CJ Stroud is that dude. Dude, their color rush unis, or whatever alternate unis they wore for Sunday,
Nice.
fire.
Spencer Rattler got the nod this week.
Spencer Rattler starting. Did Derek Carr get hurt? I missed that.
Oblique injury.
Because I saw he was starting. I didn't see Derek Carr was out. So I was wondering if it was like a performance thing or...
No, he's just been having some oblique issues. So he's going to be out for a couple weeks. But yeah, boy Rattler gets a start in the NFL.
Dude, seeing him walk the halls in high school at 15, 16, I never would have thought I'd see him playing on Sundays and like legitimately starting. Good for him though. I'm glad to see it. Honestly, did not think it would be this soon that he'd be starting.
His first game as a starter, he is in the Dome against the Bucks. So he's going to be going head to head with Baker.
Tampa Bay's defense not a joke either. Kirk made him look like a damn joke.
How did I know that shit was coming?
Here's the thing though, if Spencer Rattler carves them up, we're gonna have some serious questions about the NFC South.
We already do. What they're basically the laughingstock of the NFL. Past 3 years.
It was the NFC East, but Washington got their shit together.
Hey.
Yeah, you were included in that for a hot minute there.
Oh, I'm aware. That's why I'm saying, hey.
I'll let you have your Super Bowl. You did get one. You're the only franchise besides the Giants that have gotten one since 2000 out of that conference or out of that division. At least you can say you've won one since we've been alive. The Cowboys haven't won one since before my parents were in high school.
Yeah, them Cowgirls suck.
Like, Washington just hasn't done jack shit.
Well, it's Washington. What do you expect?
Exactly. So, yeah.
I'm so scared to play Jaden Daniels.
I would be too.
I'm not going to lie.
I would be too.
That motherfucker's staring it up this year. I don't like watching and seeing what Washington's doing.
I would be too.
Can we do this what the Saints did back a long time ago and just put a bounty out for this motherfucker?
I don't think that's how that works.
Oh, damn.
I don't think that's how that works.
So we can't have like Jalen Carter just like lay on him, take him out of the game.
But rightfully so.
Okay.
The NFC East was the laughing stock of the league for what, the better part of 15 years now? Maybe longer?
Something
and it's like
that.
I said, you and the Giants are the only two teams out of that division to win a Super Bowl since 2000. How many
and all three of them came against the Patriots.
How many playoff games do you think all four teams have won since 2000? No, not even since 2000. Like, just overall playoff success since 2000. Already count out Washington. Damn near count out Dallas.
Yeah, just maybe 5 or 6 years.
Philly, not even maybe up to the last 5 to 6, 7.
Well, we went in, what was that?
17?
04?
No, it was 05.
05, yeah.
No. It wasn't, because that was...
McNabb was on the cover of 06.
Wasn't that the Seahawks and the Steelers?
I don't think so.
I swear it was. Because that was the that was the field goal. I don't know. I can't remember now.
2005 Super Bowl. Philly and New England. And New England beat us. And then there were a couple years where New England met the New York Giants, and Eli said, basically, Tom, it's my time. Won 2 Super Bowls against the Patriots. And then we met them in 2017, and Nick Foles said, hey, it's my time. Philly special. And we got our first Super Bowl. So Jalen almost got us another one just a couple years ago. We just need to get back to that level and contend like Kansas City has. I'm gonna be honest. I miss Andy Reid in Philly, man. I didn't want to see him go in the first place. But seeing how much success he's been having in Kansas City, imagine if he would have been around for like after the Michael Vick career, the Deshaun Jackson career, leading into like a Carson Wentz, or even somehow he's lasted so long that we probably wouldn't have, but somehow he'd be coaching Jalen. Like,
yeah.
Imagine if he never left Philly.
We all had Chip Kelly too.
I was okay with that for 1 year. Even though I'm an Oregon fan, I was okay for it for 1 year. And then he started having too much power to his head. Start cutting players for dumb reasons and just turning that roster upside down when
very hard-headed.
When we were a really good built team. Like, we could have went and contended in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to think, that's when we had McCoy, Shady, we had Djax, we had J Mac, Brett Selleck, Vic, Jason Peters, Kelsey. Offensive line was stacked. Receivers amazing. Jason Avant. We had, again, Brett Selleck, a big tight end. Vic slash I'm drawing a blank on his first name, but Cobb.
Oh yeah.
Like, we were a team that was ready to be led into the playoffs. Kelly comes in, we have one good year, and then it all goes downhill. So,
exactly.
Any of these games stuck out to you this past weekend in the NFL, or any of them sticking out to you that is going to catch your interest this week? Like we said, we have the Niners and Seahawks right now, 23-10. Just under the 2-minute warning, and it looks like someone is throwing up on the sideline. 2nd and goal for Seattle. Looks like they're at the 1-yard line. Current drive is 12 plays, 93 yards. And they are stopping Geno for some reason.
Substitution.
Big man was moving. Geno has the snap, and Kenneth Walker is in for a touchdown.
Dude, them throwback Seahawks uniforms are so clean.
Yeah.
Those got to be one of the best, like, retro uniforms in the NFL.
I still say the Kelly Greens are
those two
best, but
you know what? You know what's really underrated? The Buccaneers creamsicle.
Yo, get out of here.
Okay, watch your mouth.
Jacksonville goes to Chicago and takes on the Bears Sunday. I'm assuming that game is not in the United States.
Which one?
Jags and the Bears, because it's a 9:30 kickoff.
I guarantee that's in London.
Yeah. Jacksonville's away home. Like we said, Bucks going to the Saints. I heard the hurricane did also mess up the Bucks stadium, so hope. Also, we want to just take a minute and say this. We kind of suck for not saying it at the beginning of the show. But for all of you down in Florida that may come upon this, or if you have loved ones down in Florida,
even in like North Carolina, and
anywhere that could have been affected by this hurricane, our prayers, our condolences, everything is with you guys. We hope everyone is safe. We hope everyone could find shelter and get out in time. And we just want to say, stay safe. And everything should be good soon. Anything you want to touch up on about the hurricane?
I'm just glad it didn't hit or was as severe as they were projecting it to be. So, absolutely the same. Prayers to everyone down there affected by it, and prayers for whatever country or anybody can do to help get back on track and help recovery efforts. Absolutely. I mean, it's devastation is no fun regardless if you're affected by it or you're watching it happen. I mean, you feel for it either way. So the fact that it wasn't as bad as it could have been when it hit is
just
godsend. And for everybody affected by Hurricane Helene, thoughts and prayers with you as well. I mean, just living in Indiana, I can't imagine what that's like.
No.
And counting our blessings that we don't have to, and lifting up everybody that unfortunately does have to, up in prayer for real. So absolutely.
Getting a look, I believe, at next week's Thursday night game, the Broncos taking on the Saints on the TV. But yeah, again, just prayers to everyone down there affected by the hurricane, and hope everyone is safe. Continuing on with some football, though, Washington is going to Baltimore. this Sunday. Cardinals going to the Packers. Colts going to the Titans. Texas going to the Patriots. Browns coming to the Link Sunday. Chargers going to the Broncos. Steelers going to the Steelers. Steelers going to the Steelers. Steelers going to the Raiders. Falcons going to the Panthers. Lions going to the Cowgirls. Bengals going to the Giants Sunday night. And then Monday night, the Bills taking on the Jets. This game on TV, 1:20 left in the third. Purdy's rolling out, throws it out of bounds, incomplete. Any kind of league news? Apparently George Pickens says he was unaware of the eye black rule. He had some writing on his eye black, and that's a big no-no. So that whole fine thing was brought up after the situation that came at the end of the game when he grabbed a defensive player by the face mask and pulled him down. Let's see. Thought there was something else.
There are northern lights going off above us right now, and we're not around to where we can go look at them. I just got a bunch of texts about northern lights, about the northern lights being visible from Fort Wayne. We can't see them from here.
Of course.
That's why I just went outside. It is my bucket list dream to see the northern lights in person. I'm going to cry.
Well, honestly, I think we're done. Like, we went over this week in the NFL. There wasn't really much news this week in the NFL, so I mean, unless you got something you would really love to say, I think we're about done anyway. Just gotta finish up the NFL and
If I can open this damn Kit Kat, good God.
Maybe put your phone down. Use two hands instead of your teeth. Or not.
Make do. What was the question?
Oh boy. Do you have anything to say about the NFL? Last week, this week?
In Rattler we trust, baby.
But if you really don't have anything, we're basically wrapped up. Because there wasn't really much in the NFL.
No, not really. Really, aside from the Falcons game and Kirky dicing up 500.
Like I was touching up on when you came in, George Pickens, he grabbed a player by the face mask. I forget who it was.
It was when he was walking away after the play too.
Well, now he's being questioned and after the game and stuff about the eye black. Because I don't know if you know, but he had like the eye black and the nose strip part, and he had writing on it, and it said, "Open fucking always." So he may be getting fined.
For what? He's not lying.
So there's rumors that he may be getting fined for it.
Did you see the Bama players standing side by side in the huddle with their eye black? The Bama player on the left in the picture, his eye black was a Bible verse. It was like Isaiah, I don't remember what it was exactly. And then Ryan Williams, a 17-year-old receiver standing right next to him, has the exact same eye black that says "kill everybody." And it went viral on Twitter that just said the duality of man.
The rules are different in NFL than college, obviously.
Hashtag no fun league.
College is starting to be more strict about like the weapon taunts towards an opponent.
So gay. Sorry, so stupid. I cannot. Don't say that.
I can't do anything about on radio, but I could definitely edit that out before posting it to YouTube. I swear, if you get us canceled, Brennan,
Before we even start.
you'll be fired and you'll have to change your name. I mean, I'll have to find someone else. But I think that's really it. Start of the fourth quarter, Niners just punted. They are up 23-17, and that's going to be a flag. Fair catch interference on the Niners. They think he fumbled it. They picked it up, but it's most likely going to be on the Niners. Here's a replay. The Niners are saying he was pushed, and he was.
Yep, good call.
Let's see what the refs say. Look at that. He just pushed him so slightly, and he barely touched him. Wow, that's a crazy way to start the fourth quarter.
No kidding.
Down 6. So, I think that's about everything. So, once again, this was Ready Football. Why are you making so much noise over there? Just close it.
I'm not trying to.
Close it.
My phone is frozen.
That sucks for you.
I know, I'm trying
Don't be
to.
on your phone.
That's why I've been on it trying to fix it.
Damn. But alright, guys. This was a lovely, kind of quick Thursday night.
Yeah, nothing crazy.
But hey, we're going to have a lot of football for you guys Monday.
After this week, oh yeah.
And then we'll have Monday Night Football going. So, I'm excited, man.
Yep, it's going to be a good
We've got
one.
a lot of good games, both leagues. Let's, I don't want to rush time, but
Speed it up. I'm ready.
I gotta work this weekend.
Sucks for you. I don't. I'll be watching every bit of it.
Well, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow night. 5:30. Let me know for sure. But and for the other ones of you listening, we will be back here, like we said, Monday night, and we will catch you then. Anything, Brennan?
Nope, we'll be back
Nope.
Monday. We'll see ya.
Deuces.